I just saw the news that Catherine O'Hara died, and it she's my favorite. I really loved Schitt's Creek, and she was so good in it, and she just was so good in so many things, and so funny. But it's a reminder that none of us is promised tomorrow, and that is one of the main reasons that I am going off on this adventure, that we are launching ourselves out of our current life and heading in a new direction. We are traveling the world. We are going to be doing world schooling. We leave in 5 months. It's the end of January right now. So February, March, April, May, June. We're going to leave in the June, July timeframe, somewhere in there. That's not long, folks. That's not long. Yeah. So I feel like in some ways it can't come soon enough. And in other ways, there's so much that I need to do to get ready. And yet, as today was a great reminder, none of us is promised tomorrow. We don't get to pick when we go. If we're lucky, we live life really well while we have it. And I think back to the funny moments of Schitt's Creek. That was such a good show. I'll probably watch it tonight just to remember how good it was. Yeah, yikes. Feel sad about that one. But what am I doing to prepare for these 5 months? Okay, there's a lot of paperwork. So that's what I want to talk about today, is some of the paperwork. I'm sure I'll forget some of it, and we'll be back here in another video talking about it. But the reason I want to talk about these things is so that you guys can also, if you're interested in doing this, you know what it takes to get there. Okay, so paperwork wise, I am preparing a will. If something were to happen while we're overseas, I want it to be clear what my wishes are. I mean, I should technically have one of those at this point in my life anyway, right? Like that, it's just a good thing to do in middle age. As soon as you have kids, I've been told you should do it, but I didn't. And my kids are older, but they are still my responsibility. And so I need to have that will in place. So a will. And then I'm making sure that everything in my back paperwork is taken care of. Like, sometimes you just get a surprise medical bill that you thought everything was billed all at once for this one thing. And you end up having like, oh, but this doctor who consulted on it wasn't paid right away. And you get this surprise bill. All of that I need to do. And then along with surprise stuff, I also need to set up an external mailbox that is not my home, because we're going to be renting it out, which leads to paperwork for renting out my home. That is going to be a tricky one, but I'm determined we're going to make it happen. What is some other paperwork that I was writing down that I needed to do? Insurance. Insurance is a big one. That deserves its own video, so I'm not even going to dive into it. But as I am going to be quitting my job and I carry our family's insurance through my job, that will be something I'm getting, like, establishing separately. That will be a whole paperwork thing. Our phone bills, our cell phones. I also pay for all of our cell phones. That I have on auto renewal. But I do want to kind of crank it down because we're going to be using eSIMs when we're overseas. So I won't need a full US plan because we won't be using that full US plan, except for when we come back. Okay, what were the other paperwork things? Oh my goodness, I feel like there's more, but that feels like a good start, doesn't it? Oh, credit cards, which also deserves its own video, but I have started a credit card strategy because you don't want to be stuck overseas and an ATM machine takes your card and suddenly you have no way to pay for your ride to the airport or whatever it is, right? Like, I'm sure I could get scrappy and figure something out, but I don't want to trade my earrings. I want to actually just have a couple of backups. And so in the past, I have been a person that had one credit card and I put all of my expenses on it and then have it paid every month automatically. But now I have several credit cards, and I've been trying to gather them to get points for things that I think we will use this year to make it a little less expensive. Like I said, this deserves its whole own video, and I will do that. Okay, so we've covered credit cards, insurance, a will, home paperwork, including getting, I mean, the mortgage and all of that is paid automatically, right? But getting the renters in and all of that legal contracting, and getting my mailbox forwarded, and making sure there's no outstanding paperwork that I haven't thought of. When I'm doing my taxes this year, which is going to be in the next month, one of my goals is to really look through and make sure that I have all of the things for the last, I don't know, what's the audit limit? I think it's 7 years. For the last 7 years digitally stored, so that if I do get an audit while I'm overseas, I have access to those files digitally, or I might leave like a hard drive with at my sister's house with all of that paperwork on it, because I don't really want to travel with it, and it's really just a backup just in case sort of thing. And so I might leave that at her house, and if I do need it, I'm sure she'd be willing to plug it into a computer, pull up the file, and hit send for me. But I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that that is not the case. I'm a person who's super honest and above board, but we can all get audited, right? Okay, so yeah, as I'm going through and checking off life things that just happen every year, like my HOA payment is due once a year, and it's in January. And as I paid that this year, I made a note to myself, hey, make sure you look for that next January so you can pay for it while you're overseas, because the last thing I need is to come home to a home lien from my HOA. That'd be bad news. Especially over such a small bill, right? Like if it's a huge amount, that's one thing, but if it's just a small bill, that's not necessary. Okay, so what started out as none of us is guaranteed tomorrow turned into a very practical paperwork discussion. But if you are looking for a way to change your life, to launch into that next path, there's a lot of paperwork involved in our lives in modern society. A lot of it's digital. That's my other goal, is make everything I possibly can digital. And in doing so, I hope to reduce the amount of bills I'm getting. I don't get very many anyway, but there are one or two that still come in the mail, and those are usually just on time because I am not looking for them. But like that HOA one that comes once a year, like every year I get it in just on time because I'm not looking for it. I forget about it, and then I get it, and then forget that I need to write a check for something, you know. So paperwork, we're not granted tomorrow, but we can use the time we have now to launch ourselves into a better life and to go on a big adventure. And that's what we're trying to do here for my household. And I hope that you are living your life to the fullest as well. Okay, bye-bye.